the evolutionary process of man. And you have a great middle among humanity, and then you have the good guys and the bad guys. And their eternal fight goes on forever. And this is nothing new, you know that. And what's going to happen is we're going to go head-to-head all the way, and good will win. We will win. There's no way we're not going to win. What the price is we have to pay, it's irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant.
And I guess life really is about that journey and which side you choose to be a part of, good or evil. And the Bible says you were hot or cold, I spit you out of my mouth. So many people are good at their core. They want to be good people, but they choose to sit on the fence. And sitting on the fence means you've made the decision to join evil. And so I'll tell you, if you're going to sit on the fence and just kind of, oh, they're conspiracy theorists, oh, it's not that bad, you might as well go out and start robbing banks, or I'm not saying, literally, but join the New World Order. Because, if you're going to go to hell, you might as well try to be a general. I mean, you might as well, try to go all the way to the head of the line here. You people out there who think you can sit in the middle of the road, that's where the roadkill is the middle of the road. You need to choose a side, folks. You need to choose a side now. It is essential that you realize that you're not a spectator. Life is not a spectator sport. It's been said many times. It is not a spectator sport. And so many of you are unfulfilled and unhappy because you are spectators. And you don't have rudders. And so many of you have the talents and the gifts God gave you. You're not using it. You need to use it. Any comments on that statement, Bob Chapman? We're going to come back with 2 segments of calls.
Well, again, you're absolutely right. And it's up to us to motivate people to understand and want to participate. And the kind of people you're talking about have always been with civilization. God made us all different. And we all have our limits to what we can do as well. And there are people who recognize that the part that they could do might be very small, and they say, well, what the heck, I won't do that. But it's important everybody get behind this, because we've got them on the run. Believe me, the only reason they're starting that war over there in the Middle East is to deflect and keep people's minds someplace else, worrying about whether there's going to be a draft and the kids are going to go over and get murdered, and a whole bunch of Muslim kids are going to get murdered. That's what they're worried about. And the fear of the economy and the finance are going to pass. It's not going to be important. I once said to an Israeli, the economy's not doing very well. And he says to me, I don't worry about that. I might be dead tomorrow.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. Bob Chapman, your call straight ahead, theinternationalforecaster.com.
Among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good, who never ever...
We are going to kick the butt of the New World Order together if you realize you're part of this victory. So join the second revolution to restore the republic. Join us and come in and be part of the big win. I'm not rolling over. Losing is not in the cards if you take action. And even if we were going to lose, I'm not rolling over and licking boots. Bob Chapman's our guest for this segment and the next. We have an amazing filmmaker, the maker of the quintessential film, The Money Masters. Got to be 14, 15 years ago, about the entire history of the Federal Reserve, the New World Order. I learned so much from this. He's made a new film. It's been 14 years, and it's out, and it's available at Infowars.com. You can get 25% off The Money Masters when you get the new film with it. But go into your phone calls. Brian in Montreal, then Mike Joss in Black Patriot. We'll have time for those 4 at least in this segment and the next. You're on the air with Bob Chapman. Go ahead.
Hi, guys. I was just curious what you guys thought about the Jerry Kane case, because I know that you published that on my birthday, the 21st of May. I had received an email probably a few days before saying that they were just illegal drug dealers from Mexico who got shot. But recently on my site, 12160.org, KLC put up another story about it. And today we have a troll coming on trying to tell us that Jerry and his son were actually bad guys trying to kill those cops, and we all misunderstand what's going on out there.
Okay, well, I remember you're talking about the kid getting shot on the border?
Yes.
Well, I mean, any death is terrible. And when cops come in and taser some old woman strapped down in her gurney who's 86 years old because she yells at him because she's having organ failure and is delirious, or when cops beat up an autistic kid, I get angry. But when you're in a war zone on the border with Mexican troops and grenade attacks and death. You know, whenever the Mexican troops or the coyotes kill a whole bunch of poor Hispanics, it's never even in the national news. It's local news. But then the cops, you know, shoot this teenager, and it becomes this big thing, oh, we got to get rid of the border. And so what I'm saying is that's propaganda. It should be investigated, but I've seen a lot of conflicting stories, and I don't believe anything that comes out of the federales. I don't believe anything comes out of our police either, but, I mean, the federales are clearly even worse on average. And I've looked at the case some, but I don't know what the truth is. I'm just saying that that's a war zone down there, going back and forth across that border. And when a cop gets killed down there, you never hear about it. Bob Chapman, what's your take on that case?
Well, I think you're absolutely right again on this one. And the police are in Mexico are corrupt, and as is the military, and it's a matter of historical record. It's in the open. Anybody who says anything about what they're doing, they're told to shut up or they'll get liquidated.
Well, my issue is they claim that our police killed the kid in cold blood, the teenager. And my issue is that it's wrong. And, I mean, our police are certainly capable of killing innocent people. This is what goes on when you militarize police. I don't know what to say about that case. So, caller, what do you think? I mean, I don't know.
Well, the information that I had gotten was that Jerry and his son were teaching people about how to walk away from the banks and the NWO propaganda, and that they were set up in Arkansas, and that it was a military sniper that had fired behind the police.
Wait. You're talking about a totally different case. You're talking about that white van getting shot up
yes.
in Arkansas.
Yes.
For some reason, I thought you were talking about the Hispanic teenager that got shot on the border. Yeah, no. They were doing that, and that's very suspicious, that whole shootout and the rest of it. I'm sorry. I misheard what you were saying, Brian. So we'll have to talk more about that on another broadcast. Kurt Nimmo did write a story about that. He's really the expert on it. I mean, there's so much info, folks. I can't keep track of it all. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to try to jam in Black Patriot, Josh, and Mike as soon as we come out of break. In 70 seconds, the fourth hour is about to start.